Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Serein and my channel is called Dress Yourself Happy. Today is going to be a Tester Tuesday video where I do a first impression in-depth review of a new foundation, and today is going to be the new Urban Decay All Nighter Foundation. This is supposed to have a ton of pigment. It's supposed to be waterproof, full coverage, but still lightweight on the skin. It's supposed to control oils and just be a really like all-nighter foundation. Haha. Anyways, the packaging is absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to insert footage of me applying the foundation. I apply it on half my face with primer, half my face without, so you guys can compare how it wears, how it applies. I use a beauty blender as well as a Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. And I also did test out one of the new Naked Skin color correctors in pink and layered it with the Naked Skin Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer. These are really lightweight and I feel like the pigmentation was really great so far. We obviously will see how this wears throughout the day with check-ins, using my vlog camera, which is super unforgiving and true to life, different lighting, flash test, no flash test, with my final thoughts at the end of the video on whether or not I enjoy this foundation, who I think it might be for, what type of skin type, and all that good stuff. Also, since you guys really like the daily dose of Cooper, Dolly felt left out, so here's the daily dose of Dolly. She needs a little bit of a bath right now, but she wanted to say hi to you guys, and Cooper's going crazy, so I'm gonna pick him up real quick. Funny thing is, as I start to film, Cooper like starts pawing at my lap to be like, it's time for the daily dose of Cooper, you guys. So he usually is sitting on my lap, and he's trying to sit on my lap again. So moving into the application. Okay guys, my face is clean and prepped. I have my daily moisturizer with a little bit of SPF, and I'm gonna go in with my Hourglass Veil Primer on the left side of my face and not do any primer on the right side of my face today. I'll also be using a beauty blender as well as one of my favorite foundation brushes that's super affordable. This is the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, and I think it's just a good way to kind of compare the application. So going in with the Hourglass Veil Primer, this is just one of my favorite primers that squirts all over me and just ruined my shirt. This is good at kind of controlling oils but not being super mattifying or drying, because I do have combination skin. I have very oily T-zone and very dry cheeks and patches around my face, so I'm very blessed that way. Sarcasm, by the way. So I just did that, and then kind of blending it in a little bit. You guys you guys really like the vlog camera because it's right now natural light and very unforgiving. Of course, I'll do close-ups, check-ins throughout the day, and flash and no flash test too. So that's prepped. I don't think that either one of these shades is gonna match me, but we'll give it a shot. I just might look crazy. I do have a workout event tonight, so we'll really see if this is long lasting and waterproof, because I will actually be doing my first ever Soul Cycle class for Ocean Spray Power of 50, which is promoting body image health and just loving your body and being beautiful and confident and strong versus like skinny. So we'll see how this works through a major cycle spin class, because I know I sweat a lot when I work out, and especially spinning, I'm gonna be dripping. So this will really be put to the test. I actually don't think this will hold up through a spin cycle class, but we will see how that works. And I have the shade 3.5 and 3. I kind of swatched these on my face the other day, and I feel like 3.5 will be the closest. I really think I'm a 6 or a 6.5 though, because I was at Ulta yesterday. Horrible experience, by the way. And yeah, so beauty blender on primed side. So this will be a perfect match in the winter time for me, just not currently because I have a little bit of a tan on my shoulders and I might look a little crazy today. But we'll just bronze it up and it'll be fine. Holy moly, this is like a lot of coverage. With a beauty blender too. Wow, I'm gonna look like made up to work out. Wow, I'm really impressed. This coverage is like insane. You know what the heck? Let's put it on my eyelids. Whoa. Okay guys, clearly the color is a little bit light for me, but wow. Like, I barely tried to apply this and it just went and covered. That's insane. And the best part is it doesn't feel heavy or thick. I feel like this is like the same coverage but a lot lighter than the Estee Lauder Double Wear. The Estee Lauder Double Wear is seriously like concrete and shellac on your face, but if you need high coverage and long wear, that one's great, but I feel like I'm painting my face. This one, I didn't feel like I was painting my face, and the coverage is just phenomenal. Look, it like got rid of all redness, all like sunspots, and this was a beauty blender which shears out product. Wow. Okay, going in to the right side of my face that has no primer, I'm gonna do half a pump with the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. I do have to say this dries down really fast, so you better work fast because it'll dry. Application with no primer and a brush looks pretty good still. I do feel like if you prime it, you're gonna get a smoother finish, but not by a huge amount of difference, so that's good. Zooming you in, you can see I do have pores, but it did a good job at getting rid of any discoloration, especially here. You can kind of still see these weird freckles I have from sun damage, and I have a scar right there that was a lot darker, but this foundation did a great job at covering it. Typically, that's even hard to cover with concealer, so, and I love what it did around my nose. I have like all these little weird hairs. I'm going to apply the rest of my makeup and I will be right back. Just so you guys know, it is right now 12 p.m. So I'm applying my makeup around lunchtime and I'll be back with my full face. Okay guys, it is 1 p.m. and I have the rest of my makeup on. This foundation clearly is not the right color match, but for review's sake, we can still review how it wears and how it looks. It is definitely full ooh, I need a blend right there. That's a dry patch and it's not blending. I'll have to fix that. But it's a real full coverage. It's so full coverage that because it's not the right color match, I feel like I needed to add a ton of bronzer and blush and that doesn't look good. I have to fix that. But anyways, I just want to let you guys know the coverage is super full. A little goes a long way. I like the Beauty Blender application a little bit more and I like it with the primed side a little bit more. I will do a check-in in a few hours and I will let you know how everything's wearing. Okay guys, it is whoa bright. 3:27. So I've had this on for 3 hours-ish. I'm about to have lunch, so I like to do a check-in when I like show you guys before I eat because I look like a mess after. Oh my god, I had lipstick on my teeth. Kind of a mess. So I've just been catching up on comments and trying to like respond to everybody. I really like this foundation. It looks a lot better in this light, I feel like, because it was a little white earlier. And it's not because my other room is dark, it's because I filmed this before the light hits this side of my building. So I feel like afternoon light is always the most true to life in terms of coloring. Bubs. Sorry. Oh my god, you're always back there making noise. Sorry. So it just is where my apartment is in the building. So that's why the light looks better later on in my check-ins versus when I'm applying the product. And obviously I need to apply it earlier in the day so you guys get a full like 8 hours. But yeah, I really like it. Let's zoom you in. You can see it is controlling my oil, which this area gets really oily, but it's not bad right now. And then really good on the dry areas, but full coverage. I'm gonna look like a crazy person going to SoulCycle, but we'll be able to see if this is really waterproof. So far so good. Okay guys, it is 6 p.m. in the evening. I'm about to head to SoulCycle. My makeup still looks really good, still intact. We'll see what happens after this major sweat session. It does look a little bit heavy like around my lines right here, but obviously this is the full coverage. So, and with the amount of pigmentation it's giving off, it really does look great on camera. I was filming some videos, so, you know, not something I'd wear every day, I don't think, but yeah, I'll check in a few more hours or right after SoulCycle. Okay, I just came out of my SoulCycle class. I was dripping sweat the whole time, but surprisingly my eye makeup stayed. I don't know how this looks right now. I'm gonna have to do another check-in when I get home under like proper lighting. But I don't know, is my foundation still on? Jessica, is my foundation still on or no?
There's a little bit. I feel like you wiped a little bit with a towel.
I was wiping a lot because I was dripping.
Yeah, I know.
I was dripping, I had to wipe.
I mean, it's kind of in a way. A little on it.
I mean, considering I would be really red, I think this is good.
You're like not even that red.
No, but normally I'd be like super red.
Oh, and the foundation.
So maybe the foundation is keeping, I don't know. I'll have to check when I get home. Okay guys, I am back. It is, what time is it?
9:45.
9:45, so almost 10 p.m. I've had this foundation on for 9 hours and 45 minutes, almost 10 hours, and I made a huge sweat session for 45 minutes. I did Soul Cycle, which is a spinning class. It's very, very intense, but I knew that going into it, I just wanted to kind of see if it was really water resistant. I actually feel like, considering how much I sweat and was using the towel, I was trying to do my best with the towel and just blotting, but guys, I was so sweaty, I had to start wiping a little bit. However, other than my nose area, my foundation is still on. Now, does it look great? No. But it's still covering because typically I would be really, really red after a workout like that. Like I would be a cherry face, but I didn't look super red. Like I had rosy cheeks, but it was still very much there in terms of coverage. The product is still very much there around the perimeter of my face, which is surprising considering I typically sweat a lot like from here. So, but I really was wiping around my eyes a lot because of the fact that my sweat was getting into my eyes. I know, totally gross. So I really do think this foundation is going to be typically sweat proof and waterproof, like if you're caught in the rain, if you're in a humid climate, if you are sweating throughout the day, but not something I would recommend if you're gonna go jump into a pool or go to the beach or work out like I just did. I don't think anybody should wear that much makeup when they're working out and sweating that intensely. It's actually really bad for your skin. There's always a situation where you might need to look your best while working out, while sweating, while being on the beach or at the pool or around the pool. This might be a foundation you want to consider because it really did stand the test of time. It held back any of the greasiness, it held back any of the oils. Other than me blotting away the sweat, there was no real problem in terms of oiliness. Like you can see now, I don't look super shiny or oily on camera, which really, really impresses me. Now up close, I'm starting to look a little patchy, a little redness is coming through, my pores are coming through, but you guys, it's a really good product. I'm really impressed. And other than the color range, which is a little bit odd, I feel like, I mean, I'm 3.5, which I think would be fine in the winter time. But I was at the store and there's a huge range of shades, which is really great. I really appreciate that. Can you please stop?
All right. All right.
The color range is really, really a wide range of colors. It's a little confusing though because it goes from like neutral to yellow to pink to neutral to yellow to pink. So I really recommend you guys going into an Ulta or a Sephora. They're available at Ulta in stores right now. Sephora coming soon, if not already. Going in there and just kind of color matching yourself. I don't think this is something you want to like try and guess because I tried to guess and this is clearly a little bit too light, but it's not. It's weird. Like it didn't look awful. It's just I need to get rid of a little bit of my shoulder tan before I can wear the 3.5, but I really like this foundation. I'm very impressed with it and it's really great if you wanted to be on camera, if you're doing photography, if you're doing anything that's like red carpet worthy because you don't have to worry about flashback. There is no SPF. I'm also going to insert the flash and no flash photos right now. There's really nothing in here that's gonna cause any weird photography issues or videography issues. Packaging is phenomenal. I love the packaging. It comes in a pump, which is great. It keeps everything very airtight and sanitary. It's easy to dispense. It's also good for traveling because even though it's really cool packaging, it's plastic, so you don't have to worry about glass breaking. Now, who do I think this might be geared for? If you're looking for a very full coverage matte finish long wearing foundation, I think you'll enjoy this, especially if you don't like things like the Estee Lauder Double Wear, which is very, very thick and heavy. And for me, that feels heavy. This doesn't feel as heavy. If you wanted something that to compare this to, I feel like this is more full coverage than the L'Oreal Pro Matte foundation, but still feels the same, but more coverage, if that makes sense. I also think you could compare this to the Milani 2-in-1 Perfect and Conceal foundation, but the Milani one is probably more geared to people who have drier skin. If you have combination oily and dry skin like I do, I think you can work with this. I would definitely recommend using a mattifying primer in your oily areas if you're super, super oily. Hydrate your skin if you're super dry in certain areas. Definitely spot prime. I don't think you have to use a primer. I personally prefer the look of it with a primer. If you have very, very, very dry skin, I'm not quite sure this is something you want to try out, just because it is more of a matte finish, and I typically know that if you have super dry skin, you prefer more of a natural or radiant finish. And if that's the case, look at the Milani 2-in-1 Perfect and Conceal. I have that on my channel. You can always search for it in my channel main page. There's a little icon that you click on it and you type in whatever you might be looking for, and anything that relates to it on my channel will pop up. So it's a really nice feature that I use a lot when I watch other people's channels. So oily skin, combination skin, mildly dry skin, I think you'll like this. Of course, always prep your skin properly. If you're a dry skin and you like a matte finish, you can definitely work with this, but I highly encourage you to take care of your skin, use hydrating toners, serums, and moisturizers, and a primer before using this. And as always, do whatever you end up liking. Like, there's no rules to makeup and beauty, so do you. Concealer, I think, held up really nicely. I feel like it got rid of my darknesses. I really like the concealers. I feel like it really held up nicely as well. It was super lightweight. More importantly, I really love how this pink color More importantly, I really like how this pink color corrector felt, because a lot of the times with color correctors, you have to layer with a concealer and it becomes very cakey and creasy and almost makes my fine lines under my eyes look worse. Even though it's getting rid of the color, the discoloration, it like makes me look older. This is so lightweight that it really helped diminish the darkness without adding to my fine lines. And the concealer is the same, so you can definitely layer together. If you're super, super dry, I might refer you to the Makeup Forever Ultra HD concealers instead. This could be a little bit drying under your eyes if you have dry under eyes. So I actually have oily eyelids, so, oh, I just touched my eye makeup. That didn't transfer. That's crazy. Overall, really happy with this foundation. It does what it says it's going to do. It's a great full coverage, long lasting, waterproof foundation with a matte finish. If you want a matte finish, go for this. It feels really great on the skin. It feels super lightweight. I didn't feel super gross sweating with it on. So I really encourage you guys to test this out, but get a sample first to make sure the color match works. I did not have any oxidization. Fuck, I can't remember how to say that word. Oxidize? I did not have any issues with the product oxidizing on my skin. I know I saw a couple comments when Tati talked about this. I haven't seen any other reviews about this. I actually haven't seen any reviews, but I saw a couple comments saying that this oxidizes on people. I don't have that problem, which frankly, a lot of foundations can oxidize on me, a lot of drugstore ones specifically, but this one is the same color. I kind of wished it oxidized a little bit on me, to be honest, but it did not. So I didn't have any of that issue. If you are concerned about it oxidizing on you, if you if your skin chemistry tends to do that, make sure to get a sample. That's the best way, is get a sample, try it out for a week. If you love it, buy it. If you don't, move on. There's so many other products out there. So I hope this review helped you out a little bit. I hope you found it interesting. I was really excited to be able to test this out. It's still fairly new to the market. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, I do my best to try and answer them in the comment section. Also, I do respond to my Snapchats pretty frequently, and unless I like miss it, I really try to respond to my Snapchats. So that's a great way to get like a question answered as quickly as possible, so you can follow me there. And all of my social medias, all of the products that I'm talking about will be linked in the description box below, as well as if you're curious about my MAC shade or other foundation shades, you can check the frequently asked questions page. I try to answer you guys, but it's like, it's asked so many times, but I'm MAC NC 25 or 30, and this was when I got color matched a few years ago. So I don't really use MAC foundations. They tend to break me out if I use them too much. So there's that information, but in case you guys ever like have a question, I have like resources. Anyways. Yeah, so I think I rambled long enough, and I need to shower because I feel disgusting after that intense workout. If you haven't subscribed yet, I'd really appreciate if you would do so. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Don't forget, I am uploading 5 videos a week every Sunday through Thursday, and it will be 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Let me know your thoughts on the upload schedule and time, and until next time, have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you soon. Bye!